Lewis Hamilton has opened up about his recent struggles, taking a subtle dig towards his teammate in terms of the car's performance. The 7-time world champion was adamant that there's a part of his car that's underperforming, which hints that he firmly believes the other cars don't have that issue. With this in mind, could we see an intra-team conflict much sooner than anticipated? And more importantly, what's next for Hamilton after this admission? There's no doubt that the 7-time world champion isn't feeling great in the SF25. The first 3 races of the season have shown that, although the China GP's disqualification was not directly related to his performance, the fact that he only has 15 points is somewhat alarming. However, Lewis was quick to point out that he and his team found an underperforming part in his car, suggesting that the issue lies in the challenger itself, not in how he's adapting to it. Speaking about the situation and his hopes for improvement ahead of the Bahrain Grand Prix, Lewis said, "I'm really hoping in the next race we will hopefully see some positive changes. Through the first 3 races, there's been a bit of a deficit between both sides of the garage. On my side, something's underperforming. It's good to know that with what I had, this is the best result I could get." Aside from pointing to underperforming parts, it's interesting that Hamilton didn't elaborate further on what these parts could be. Considering he's pushing for the revised floor upgrade to arrive in Bahrain, despite Vasseur and Sainz wanting to delay it until Miami, it could be related to the car's aerodynamics or the rear end of the SF25. But that would suggest the same issue would affect Leclerc's car as well. Hamilton's comments clearly imply that the problem is unique to his car. Elaborating further, Hamilton said, "We found something on the car that's been underperforming the last 3 races. I'm really hoping that when that's fixed, I'll start getting better results. I'm losing just over a 1/10 a lap with this issue we have. I'm hoping in the next race it's fixed." The root of the issue could vary, but it's very likely Lewis is referring to setup divergence that's been happening between the 2 cars in recent races. That's the only way identical cars with the same components would perform differently. A very interesting detail lies in how Hamilton and Leclerc have approached recent races. While the 7-time world champion has been getting up to speed with his new team through Ferrari's assistance, Leclerc has relied heavily on his own experience, something expected due to his long-standing knowledge of the car. Speaking about the importance of setup and how much work goes on behind the scenes, Hamilton said, "Outside of the garage, I think most people completely underestimate what we actually do. When we're talking about setup and the changes we're making, all the different graphs you're looking at for aero, corner balance, mechanical balance, floor balance, these are all things we're trying to play with and finesse through the weekend. Even with all this in mind, the performance gap between the two isn't as big as one might expect. Still, the fact that Hamilton continues to complain about underperforming parts shows that he's not completely aligned with the approach taken by his side of the garage compared to Leclerc's. Hamilton acknowledged one important thing he needs to focus on in the future. He needs to be more aware of the car's setup, something he admitted in China. He said that as the season progresses, he'll feel more and more comfortable with certain setups, but the current admission that a specific part of his car is lacking performance compared to Leclerc's is hard to ignore. Ferrari, meanwhile, appears to be taking different approaches with their 2 drivers. According to Corriere dello Sport, following Hamilton's comments, Ferrari has reportedly decided not to be as cooperative in sharing performance data with him. According to the renowned Italian outlet, Leclerc has decided to go his own way with the setup and may not provide Lewis with much needed information about the car's performance. Ferrari still claims they're listening to every word Hamilton says about the SF25, but the team seems to be forgetting that signing a 7-time world champion is a high-risk, high-reward move. It's particularly interesting that Hamilton is now prioritizing his own driving style rather than adapting to what the team asks of him. We haven't forgotten the angry message he sent to his previous team in Las Vegas last year, where he warned them that from now on, it's all about him. That mindset seems to have carried over to Ferrari. With the latest upgrade coming in Bahrain, it'll be very interesting to see how things unfold between the two Ferrari drivers. Tensions are rising, and Hamilton has thrown down the gauntlet.